Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, and welcome to NerdTube and No Budget Productions. We are here with our usual cohorts, Cousin Cheeto. How you doing?
Hanging in there.
Sawbones. Hello, Sawbones. You there, mate?
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah. I'm all right, mate. I'm glad you're all right too. And Shredder.
Glad to be here, Sam.
Okay, so I forgot to mention earlier that we are doing a fan film reaction. This is to Vader Episode 1, Shards of My Ass. No, Shards of the Past. A Star Wars theory fan film. Very good.
That
So let's
that
just
that title may be apt. I mean, I am one of those bitterly jaded former Star Wars fans that got turned off by the prequels. So
Fair enough. Well, it's amazing how popular they are now, especially after the sequels.
oh
Anyway,
god.
so let's get this ball rolling, shall we? Let's go.
Do we still have to not say anything?
You don't have to not say anything.
I've seen that a long time ago. Anakin Skywalker is dead for 8 months. The mysterious Darth Vader has enforced the Emperor's command.
Can you guys hear anything?
Yeah. Just about
Faintly,
a bit
yeah.
louder would be nice.
Faintly.
Suffering.
Suffering.
I will not be denied.
Open fire!
That Rogue One.
Well, special effects look decent.
Yeah.
Reinforcements coming!
Now you will answer for your treachery.
Good James Earl Jones, I'll say that.
I like the dress shoes.
Oh, galley goods.
Drop all that shit. Do you remember in Empire Strikes
Wait,
Back?
why is Vader killing the clones?
We don't know yet.
I don't know yet, mate. Oh no, look, he's doing a fucking,
There is
Kylo
no
Ren.
escape.
yeah. Who's this guy who's hovering? Oh, it's fucking Palpatine.
You will suffer for your deceit. Answer for your failure to save her.
That's why the clones are trying to kill him. We're going alternative universe here.
I destroyed your enemies, forged for you an empire. Yet, like the Jedi, you have left me a mere shadow of what I was promised. You have taken everything.
Everything. Foolish boy. You grieve for the dead wife of an insolent Jedi. Your precious Padme's fate was your choice. Just as your fate is mine.
I mean, it's a good use of like force powers in this movie.
Yeah.
This has got to be like right after the whole. This had to have been very soon after the prequels ended.
Such a pity. How much grander and more powerful you could have still become. If you but had the temerity to embrace the path set before you.
Absolute power! Vader's really into choking.
With those robot hands, man.
And then we find out it's all holodeck simulation. Tom Paris takes the helmet
Yeah.
off.
Or this is where the Emperor comes back to life, establish the fact he's too powerful.
Mm-hmm. What the hell is that?
I made this for you. So
That's
it
the
will
thing that
remember
he
me.
made for Padme.
It will bring you good fortune.
It's beautiful.
That's a really shitty Jake
I don't need
Lloyd.
this to remember you by.
Yeah, but Jake Lloyd was a
My
shitty
hand
Jake
for
Lloyd.
you will always remain.
I mean, at least they didn't use actual footage, so we had to worry about copyright.
Padme.
The fuck is going on?
Is he on streams or something?
Probably. He's in his little
To bed.
golf ball chamber.
Back- Yeah, back to
Is
tank.
why you'll
Oh look,
never
she's.
defeat me.
What the hell?
As long as you let your feelings anchor you, forever shall you remain weaker than I. Always the servant, always the slave, young Skywalker.
Oh, he's a trickster, isn't he, Palpatine?
I love how his helmet's moving. Like,
Lord Vader, you have an urgent message.
He was dreaming all along.
My lord,
She was Inception.
Proceed.
the Emperor demands your presence at once. Lord Vader,
As he wishes.
That's pretty cool.
he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Hanging out."
Gods, leave us.
Uh-oh.
What is thy bidding, my master?
You are distressed, my friend.
I am fine, my master.
Are you now? Your anger radiates like a whirlwind, yet unfocused. No, not unfocused. Hidden. You are trying to hide your rage from me. Why?
Embrace it.
That is a pretty decent Ian McDermott, I've got to say.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
What is your hesitation, Lord Vader? Give in to your anger. Strike me down.
I have no such wish, master.
Pathetic. A mighty Sith Lord crippled by melancholy and indecision. All due to the attachments of a Jedi.
There is no attachment. Anakin Skywalker was weak. I destroyed him.
Did you? Yet Skywalker's powers dwarfed yours, did they not? No. Rise, Lord Vader. It is the way of the Sith to destroy all who stand in our way to power. To eliminate our rivals, is it not? Who stands in your way, Lord Vader? Who holds you back? Keeps
Right,
you
get to kill him now.
subjected and decrepit within that armor. Anyone? If so, only your hate will eradicate you. Use it.
cannot, my master.
That is why my disappointment with you grows by the second. Embrace the choices that have brought you here. Revel in them, or forever live in the shadow of Anakin's cave.
Yeah, it's like a Palpatine pep talk. Like,
Now,
Yeah.
I have a task
Kid,
for you.
I want you to kid me. Yes, it's like, okay.
Motivational speaker Palpy.
yeah, right?
A powerful
yeah.
Jedi survives in the mid-rim. He must pay the price for his betrayal.
As you wish.
He hides on my home planet of Naboo. And of course, that of the late Queen Padme Amidala. It is no coincidence. He draws you there because he knows who you are, Lord Vader. The clones that report he wields an amethyst blade.
How is that possible?
Power. That's how. And you and I both know this particular Jedi wields a great deal of it.
I will finish what we started, master.
He makes Windu, no?
Will you? I wonder. Eliminate this Jedi. Pledge yourself to the dark side fully, Lord Vader.
This has been really well done so far.
Bestows upon you.
Yeah.
Only then will you be able to
The special effects aren't too bad. The cinematography is pretty good. The voices are actually pretty decent. Not spot on, but as close as you're gonna get.
Then I will not fail, master.
I mean, do you expect spot on
I
voices
think-
for a fan film?
No, but
Yeah,
they're pretty,
I'm-
pretty damn
I'm a
close.
Amethyst Blade, it's got to be Windu, no? I mean, who else could it be? Well, we never really saw Windu die. We just saw him getting thrown out of a window.
My personal shuttle. I seem to be afflicted by a sudden tinge of nostalgia to visit my beloved Naboo.
I'm telling you guys, it's Jar Jar. Misa Jar Jar Binks.
love it.
Misa
I
Mui
love
Mui.
Oh,
it.
please, please,
Jar Jar.
please let him execute Jar Jar. Or better yet, freeze him in carbonite.
Misa Mui Mui. Hey, you played too much, what's it called?
It's a heavy burden.
Too much,
I
Video
guess I
game.
can't do the voice.
Force
but I
Unleashed.
will do it at special occasions. One day the heavy burden.
Lost troopers do not concern me, Commander. I want that Jedi. I will use the 501st.
As you wish, sir.
Still using clones.
We'll have soon.
Okay, so
Is that it?
I like the way they use the scream as a flashback. It's pretty cool. It's very original.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not Star Trek, Star Wars without saving the World Herb screen.
No post credit.
No post credit. All right, so let's start talking about this. Shredder, what do you think, mate?
Okay, well, as I mentioned, I'm very, very jaded as a Star Wars fan. In fact, I pretty much gave up on it after the prequels, especially after the sequels too. But I actually thoroughly enjoyed this. The cinematography was really good. The costumes were excellent. The voice acting was superb. The acting in general was really good. The storyline, made sense. It was this was actually thoroughly enjoyable. This wasn't like the what was the one fan film I saw you two review, you and Cousin Cheeto, where it was set in the desert and it felt like it was going to be like a Michael Bay film where the Taliban were somehow
Oh, yeah,
the
it was,
enemies.
it was set during the Second World War, and you had
Yes.
Nazis and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Star Wars
Nazi
Origins.
That was awful.
Yeah, that was awful. This I thought was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Yeah, this is much better. Yeah, it felt it could have been like part of the Star Wars lore, so to speak.
Very possible.
Bossman?
I thought this was really, really good. The Darth Vader impressionist and the guy who played Palpatine were pretty close as we're going to get to Ian McDermott and
James Earl Jones.
So, yeah. So it was pretty damn good. And the thing is that like I like the fact that we got to see that the anger is still there with the way that that Padme died and stuff like that, and this is deal with that particular unresolved storyline in the canon. Unlike Shredder, I'm not as jaded a Star Wars fan because I particularly like the first two of the sequels. In that I loved The Last Jedi and I loved Force Awakens. I thought Rise of Skywalker was a bit pants in our opinion, but like I'm still holding out hope that we're going to get a good Thrawn film because that's what they should do. But will they do that? I don't know what the House of Mouse might do, but I'm hoping that's what they will do. But anyway, this was really good, and I hope to see whatever else these particular people do because the production was really good. The Vader costume was really, really good. When he was unmasked, I thought that was good. If I was going to give a slight criticism, maybe slow the pacing down just a hair, but that's just because I think they were just rushing some stuff. But apart from that, that's only slight criticism we've got.
Cheeto.
I thought it was pretty good. It was P.
By the letter P for Palpatine.
Succumb to the P. Anyway.
Execute Order 69, Gary.
This was really good.
Joe, did you beat this place again?
What? No, don't do the
God,
Jar Jar
no.
beat. No, don't do that. I thought this was really good. Production was good. Everything was. I didn't ask for it.
On, Cheeto.
We said no.
Come on, Cheeto.
No means
No
no.
means
boss man.
no.
Means no.
Let Cheeto give his opinion.
All right, so I mean, yeah, I it was really good. I mean, you can't really get much better quality unless you're going to the theater. So I mean, this was really good. As Gary and Shred said that it was Palpatine was a good stand-in for Ian McDermott. Or James Earl Jones voice actor was very good. I didn't feel like the pace was rushing per se. I did roll my eyes a little bit when it was like, oh, it was a dream all along. I would have thought it would have been a great moment if it was really going on and it was teaching Vader his place sort of thing. Vader got to the point where he just could have taken out Palpatine, and then Palpatine just with the Force just kind of rocked him and was like, know your place, young Skywalker.
I mean, how they established at the end of Return of the Jedi, Vader was saying the Emperor was too powerful.
Yeah, basically, so yeah, Vader gets to this point where he's he's crawling on the ground, his arms and legs are broken or whatever. I don't know what was going on right there, but and then all of a sudden, he doesn't even need arms and legs because he's so powerful in the Force that then he just he starts laughing and then he just raffle stomps Vader, with just the Force without even having to do a lightsaber or anything. So. They got technology. They could heal those bones in a couple hours, probably in a Bacta tank. It wouldn't have been that big of a thing, and it's how Sith operate. Trying to kill the person, try to kill your mentor. So it would have made sense, in my opinion, for it not to be a dream. It was just a part of Vader's Sith training. But yeah, very well done. There's a reason why it has 24 million views. It's obviously a big Star Wars fan film that's been out there a lot. And I agree with you, it's much better than the Star Wars Origins fan film that we reviewed many eons ago.
Well, you say about how that's the Sith thing, to kill your mentor, are basically the Sith evil versions of Klingons.
Pretty well. I don't know about that. I mean, Klingons aren't like kill your mentor, but they're like,
But you
you
kill
know.
the superior officer and you step up to his rank.
I mean, I guess yeah. That's a little convoluted in the lore, but you're more or less right. I mean, that is kind of how it goes. If the captain has done something dishonorable, or the subordinate feels like they would be a better captain, it's not just like kill them just to ascend. It's like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. I'm going to kill you because you're dishonorable. But I mean, more or less, you're right.
Okay,
But
well,
I would have loved them to like maybe like hit maybe there's more like Sith in the ether. I know that there's only the rule of two, blah blah blah, but it would have been cool just if like maybe like somebody reached out to Vader through the Force to say I'm here as well.
they broke the rule of two once when it came to Plagueis. The rule of two was no longer really applied in one particular bit of novelization. It was Plagueis, it was Palpatine, and it was Darth Maul. So there was no rule of two there. But nevertheless, I would have liked this to be an actual alternative reality because Star Wars Theory does a lot of what ifs in its own on its own channel regarding what happened if Anakin didn't attack Mace Windu, what would happen if if
Oh, these guys
if you
that if Luke joined Vader.
yeah, if Luke joined Vader, or if Luke got killed by Vader, and then Leia would have stepped up, and stuff like that, and all of these alternative theories. What would happen if Ben Kenobi was able to talk Anakin down on Mustafar and stuff like that. So all these different theories, and it would have been nice if they would have actually made a live action theory of one of those theories, and we would have seen it played out. So for him to have just a dream was a little bit disappointing, really. But I like the fact that he was crushing the bones of Palpatine and stuff like that. That was very, very cool. It was very different, and you could see he was a real force of nature in that particular sense. Darth Vader was. But then it ended up just being something they tried to fit into established lore already, and after that I was thinking, okay, whatever, And now he's on Naboo and he's looking at a hole in the ground and he's getting a few flashbacks here, whatever. See what
He's looking at that
happens
hole in the
if
ground
whatever
and he's
happens.
like, "How you doing?"
Well, it's just to see whatever happens and stuff like that. I'm sure he's been tested by Palpatine as well because obviously he still has his feelings and thoughts for Padme and all of that sort of stuff, and Naboo would bring that back to him. So, but nevertheless, it looked great. Costumes were great. Voice acting was great. Acting was great. Yeah, it was very good. I'll give this a solid 8 out of 10. What about you, Cheeto?
I'll give. I mean, I give it a 9 out of 10. I mean, it was very well done, as I said. I thought it was a whole dream thing, or it was an actual dream, kind of killed it. If that would have been actually what happened, and then and then it said like 1 week later, and then they did the whole send him to Naboo again and stuff like that. I would have been okay with that. But yeah, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Very good production, very good everything.
Boss man?
I agree with the production, the filmmaking, the story. The only thing I agree with what Cheat was saying, that I disagree with the whole dream thing. If we were going to go that way, I would rather they brought in a second, Sith person. But I would say, me personally, 8.5 out of 10.
And I would say that the special effects, the costumes, the acting, that was all a solid 10. But I have to agree with Cousin Cheeto that the dream was a bit of a cop out. I would have loved it if this had been, again, maybe a flash forward to a week later, Vader's recovering in a back to tank because the Emperor has thoroughly put him in his place at the end of that. But otherwise, that's the only thing that really dragged it down for me. But for me, this would probably be a solid 9 out of 10.
Okay. So, before we wrap things up, anything more to say, fellas, about this episode?
Nope, very good. Check it out. But you all probably already have because it's got a ton of views.
very good. Is there a part 2 already out yet, or?
I'd have to look. I have not looked.
Fair enough. But what we got from part 1 was very good, and I can understand if part 2 is pretty hard to continue with. But nevertheless, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, not only to No Budget Productions, but to NerdTube. We are the greatest YouTube channel you've never heard of. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.